Iraq News, posted by Clare at KTFA the 9th of June 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. KTFA. Clare. The currency printed in Iraq is at its lowest level since a year. The 8th of June 2025 news economy data showed Central Bank of Iraq the value of the issued currency, printed in Iraq currently at its lowest level in a year. According to the latest data statistics for the currency issued in Iraq in April 2025, the value of the issued, printed, currency will be 98.4 trillion Iraqi dinars, down from 99.8 trillion Iraqi dinars in March 2025. This is the lowest value of Iraqi foreign exchange exports in 2 years, specifically since March 2024, when exports reached 98.3 trillion Iraqi dinars. The value of Iraqi foreign exchange exports had risen to more than 100 trillion dinars from May 2024 until January 2025, before gradually declining to below 100 trillion dinars. Clare. Expert. There is no depreciation in the value of the Iraqi currency issued. June 9, 2025. Baghdad. Mustafa Hantoush, a financial and banking expert, denied the existence of a depreciation in the value of the Iraqi currency, noting that the state and the central bank are striving to create a balance for the Iraqi currency. Hantoush told the Iraq Observer, over the past 3 years, Iraq has printed approximately 15 trillion dinars, in addition to hoarding foreign currencies, as it printed large quantities of currency backed by international reserves such as dollars and gold. He added, these amounts are approximately 200 trillion to 198.5 trillion Iraqi dinars. These amounts do not constitute a decrease or a significant decline, but rather an attempt to create a balance. When the state withdraws quantities of damaged currency, it does not reprint any of them. He continued, in return, a quantity of funds is released from the U.S. Federal Reserve and other banks, or the state reserves the ability to print quantities of currency in the coming months to compensate for the existing shortage. The amount of printed currency is an indicator of the level of demand for money in the economy, but it is also a tool for the central bank to control inflation and the exchange rate, especially in a country like Iraq, which relies heavily on the dollar for its daily transactions and faces challenges in regulating the money market. Clare. Iraq bans cash payments at government institutions and begins restructuring state banks. The 9th of June 2025. Salah Salman, the Prime Minister's financial advisor, announced that the government will begin implementing a comprehensive ban on cash payments within government institutions starting early next month, as part of its efforts to enhance financial inclusion and governance. Salman said in a press statement that the government has appointed the global consulting firm Ernst & Young to prepare a plan to restructure 6 to 7 state-owned banks, noting that the plan will be presented to the government for approval before the end of this year. He added, Iraq has made significant progress in adopting electronic payment systems, with the number of bank accounts increasing to approximately 22 to 23 million, noting that Baghdad is currently cooperating with approximately 30 foreign banks, reflecting an improvement in the confidence of international financial institutions in the Iraqi banking sector. Clare. Iraq announces major banking sector overhaul. The 7th of June 2025 by Padre Gohanali. Iraq is embarking on a comprehensive restructuring of its banking sector with the assistance of leading international consultancy firms, according to Dr. Salah Salman, advisor to the Iraqi Prime Minister, speaking at the Iraq-Britain Business Council, IBBC, Spring Conference in London on Tuesday. The Iraqi government has appointed Ernst & Young to restructure 6 of the country's 7 state-owned banks, including the Industrial Bank, Real Estate Bank, Rafadain Bank, and Rashid Bank. The Trade Bank of Iraq, TBI, has separately engaged K2I and KPMG to help restructure its internal and external operations to meet international standards. Dr. Salman revealed that Rafadain Bank, Iraq's largest state-owned institution, will be reincarnated as the first Rafadain Bank with government participation reduced to less than 24%. The remaining shares will be offered to private banks and international investors. The restructuring plan is expected to be finalized and approved by the Iraqi government by the end of the year. The private banking sector is also undergoing reform following a contract signed between the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and Oliver Wyman. This 2 to 3 year project will result in recommendations for private banks to either exit the sector, comply with international standards, or merge with other institutions. Iraq has made significant progress in electronic payment systems adoption, with financial inclusion rising from less than 10% in 2018-2019 to approximately 40% currently. The number of debit and credit card points of sale, POS, has reached 60,000 to 70,000, whilst bank accounts have grown to 22 to 23 million. From June 2025, all government payments will be made electronically, with cash payments prohibited across government institutions. The Iraqi government has launched awareness campaigns to encourage public adoption of electronic payment systems, moving away from the traditional cash-based culture. The government has also introduced the Riyadh program, operated in partnership with the Central Bank of Iraq, to provide financing and training for small and medium enterprises. The initiative offers a registration platform where participants can access training and potential financing opportunities. Dr. Salman emphasized that Iraq remains open to foreign investment and international consultancy services across all sectors, including legal, financial, accounting, auditing, and compliance services. The reforms aim to integrate Iraqi banks into the global financial system after decades of isolation due to sanctions and frozen assets. Since November 2022, all bank transfers in Iraq have been processed through a central bank platform in cooperation with the Federal Reserve of the United States, marking Iraq's re-entry into global financial systems. The country now works with approximately 30 overseas banks, though challenges remain in opening international banking relationships. The comprehensive banking reforms represent a significant shift towards international standards and greater private sector participation in Iraq's financial sector. Clare. Iraq joins the club of advanced countries in electronic payments with 22 million bank cards. The 9th of June 2025, Nabil Al-Najjar, head of the electronic payments team, announced that Iraq has become one of the most advanced countries in this field, thanks to decisive government decisions and support from the central bank and the financial sector. He noted that the number of bank cards has exceeded 22 million, and that their usage is constantly increasing, with intensive efforts to deploy electronic payment devices throughout the country. Al-Najjar said in a press statement, "The electronic payment project was not a spur-of-the-moment project. Rather, it was the result of prior preparations that paved the way for Iraq's advancement in this field. Despite its late entry, like the rest of the world. However, today we are among the advanced countries that use electronic payment tools." He explained that the success of this project depended on two key factors: desire and decision-making, adding, "The government's desire came in 2023, specifically on January 18, with a decision to transform Iraq's economic front from a paper-based cash system to an electronic payment system. Thus, we began gradually." He pointed out that the first experiment to impose the use of electronic payment was at gas stations, saying, "The first experiment was on a single day in June 2023. Regarding the issue of forcing gas stations to use electronic payment tools, we certainly encountered problems at first. The project is new and faces many challenges." He pointed out that, the will was vested in the Central Bank of Iraq and the financial sector as a whole, banks and electronic payment companies, which have contributed significantly to shifting the economy from cash to cashless. He continued, "The number of cards, according to the statistics available to us, has exceeded 22 million, and thus this number is constantly increasing. The coming days will witness a higher rate of increase, given that on July 1, cash will no longer be accepted at all state institutions. While cash is currently available, it will be available in its entirety, including at gas stations." Regarding card usage, Al-Najjar explained that the number of cards in use exceeds 17 to 18 million, and the situation is on the rise. "We're talking about more than 40% of citizens using electronic payment tools. And the coming days will witness further change." He added, "Most citizens own more than one card from more than one company and more than one bank. Their use is limited, and some only use them at government institutions. We need to educate more about the use of these cards in commercial markets and shops. This issue falls on us to raise awareness about the culture of electronic payment." In this context, Al-Najjar announced a new campaign to spread the culture of electronic payment, saying, "I announce that the We Will Reach You campaign, which was launched on January 11, 2025, will be available in the coming days, at the beginning of next month or the end of this month. We will be present in the Kurdistan region to spread the culture of electronic payment widely." He explained that Iraq is striving to achieve global standards in this field, saying, "The global system speaks of one POS device for every 37 citizens. Today, in Iraq, we are striving to reach this point by deploying POS devices in shops, large and small markets, and even among kiosk owners." He pointed out that electronic payment companies are trying to make these devices available and encourage their use by citizens through loyalty programs launched by companies and banking institutions. Regarding the situation in the Kurdistan region, Al-Najjar said, "Today, the Kurdistan region has entered the localization phase. So the POS deployment phases will be faster and more acceptable to the public, given that they have already gone through this experience in previous phases, but today it is becoming widespread." He explained that the devices are often distributed free of charge, and that sometimes a small insurance fee of no more than 200,000 to 300,000 dinars is imposed, which is refunded when the device is returned without defects. Al-Najjar considered Halabja Governorate to represent a strategic launch for the We Reach You campaign, explaining, "Today, Halabja Governorate is a new Iraqi governorate. We used to have 18 governorates, now we have 19. Therefore, our people in the Kurdistan region have a significant share of the electronic payment culture." He continued, "Choosing Halabja Governorate to launch the We Will Reach You campaign from this governorate is a move towards the Kurdistan region, and also the northern regions of Iraq. I mean here, the areas bordering the Kurdistan region, Mosul, Kirkuk, Salah al-Din, and also the other governorates." Al-Najjar confirmed that this campaign is being directly sponsored by the Central Bank of Iraq and supported by several financial institutions, including the Bank of Baghdad, the Development Bank, Arab Bank, K-Card, Rafadain Bank, Al-Saki Bank, Bank of the South, Amwal Bank, Al-Ali Bank, and others. He concluded his remarks by pointing out that banking financial institutions and electronic payment companies are sparing no effort to motivate citizens through loyalty programs, under the direct supervision of the Central Bank of Iraq, the Payments Department, the Financial Inclusion Division, and other relevant departments, with the goal of delivering financial services directly to citizens. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.